Types of research. A beginner's guide, presented by Online Academy. Research is a systematic process of investigation for discovering new information, solving problems, answering questions, and creation of new knowledge. It involves collecting, analyzing, and interpreting data to gain insights or expand knowledge. Research can be applied, basic, exploratory, descriptive, quantitative, qualitative, longitudinal, cross-sectional, or explanatory, depending on its purpose. Here's a beginner-friendly overview of the most common types of research, their characteristics, features, goals, and examples. Number 1. Basic research. If you aim to solve a problem, use applied research, also known as pure or fundamental research. It aims to expand knowledge without a specific application. Characteristics. Focuses on understanding concepts or principles, often theoretical in nature. Goals. To explore new knowledge or theories, to lay the foundation for applied research. Distinguishing factor. It does not have immediate practical use. Example, studying how the brain processes language to understand how memory works. Number 2. Applied research. What it is? Research aimed at solving specific, practical problems. Characteristics. Practical and problem-oriented, focused on real-world applications. Goals. To provide solutions to specific issues, to improve systems, processes, or products. Distinguishing factor. It is goal-driven and addresses practical needs. Example, researching how to improve air purification technology to reduce indoor pollution. Number 3. Descriptive research. If you want to describe something, use descriptive research. What it is? Research that describes characteristics, phenomena, or relationships. Characteristics. Focuses on the what rather than the why. Often uses surveys, case studies, or observations. Goals. To describe the current state of an issue or phenomenon. To provide data for further analysis. Distinguishing factor. It doesn't explore causes but rather observes and records. Example, conducting a survey to find out the most popular social media platform among teenagers. Number 4. Analytical research. What it is? Research that interprets data to understand patterns, relationships, or trends. Characteristics. Focuses on how or why phenomena occur. Uses existing data for deeper analysis. Goals. To interpret and evaluate data meaningfully. To draw conclusions and insights. Distinguishing factor. Involves critical thinking and statistical tools. Example, analyzing the relationship between exercise frequency and mental health improvement using collected data. Number 5. Quantitative research. If you need measurable results, use quantitative research. What it is? Research that deals with numerical data and statistical analysis. Characteristics. Objective and measurable. Uses structured tools like surveys or experiments. Goals. To quantify relationships or patterns. To generalize findings to a larger population. Distinguishing factor. Emphasizes numbers and statistical validation. Example, measuring the effect of different fertilizer on crop yield by comparing numerical results. Number 6. Qualitative research. If you want to understand meanings or experiences, use qualitative research. What it is? Research that explores non-numerical data like opinions, experiences, or emotions. Characteristics. Subjective and exploratory, uses methods like interviews, focus groups, and observations. Goals. To understand meanings, concepts, or perspectives, to explore the why behind behaviors or phenomena. Distinguishing factor. Focuses on depth and detail rather than numbers. Example, interviewing teachers to explore their experiences with online education during the pandemic. 7. Explanatory, cause and effect, research. If you want to find causes and effects, use explanatory or experimental. What it is? Explanatory research seeks to identify and understand the cause and effect relationships between variables. It aims to explain why certain phenomena occur by testing hypotheses and analyzing causal links. Characteristics. Focuses on causality between variables, often uses controlled experiments or statistical methods, involves manipulation of independent variables to observe effects on dependent variables. Goals. To explain how one variable influences another, to provide a clear understanding of the underlying mechanisms at play, to develop or test theories about causal relationships. Distinguishing factor. Goes beyond description, descriptive research, and analysis, analytical research, by exploring the reasons behind phenomena. Example, investigating whether increased screen time, independent variable, causes reduced academic performance, dependent variable, among students. Number 8. Experimental research. What it is? Research that tests a hypothesis through controlled experiments. Characteristics involves manipulation of variables, controlled settings to minimize external factors, goals, to establish cause and effect relationships. To test and validate hypotheses, distinguishing factor relies on control and manipulation of variables. Example, testing the effectiveness of a new drug by comparing results between a test group and a control group. 9. Exploratory research. If you want to explore unknown areas, use exploratory research. What it is: research conducted to investigate a new topic or area with limited prior knowledge. Characteristics: open-ended and flexible, focused on gaining insights. Goals: to explore unknown areas and generate hypotheses, to identify new problems or opportunities. Distinguishing factor: it does not aim to provide conclusive answers. Example, studying how people interact with a new social media platform to identify usage trends. Number 10. Cross-sectional research. What it is: research that collects data from a population at a single point in time. Characteristics: snapshot of a specific moment, often used in surveys or observations. Goals: to compare groups or variables at a given time. Distinguishing factor: it does not track changes over time. Example, surveying students' opinions about online learning during a semester. 11. Longitudinal research. What it is: research that studies the same subjects over a long period. Characteristics: tracks changes and developments. Data collection occurs at multiple intervals. Goals: to observe trends or cause-effect relationships over time. Distinguishing factor: focuses on continuity and progression. Example, studying the career progression of graduates over 10 years to identify factors influencing success. Key points for beginners: if you want to describe something, use descriptive research. If you want to explore unknown areas, use exploratory research. If you need measurable results, use quantitative research. If you want to understand meanings or experiences, use qualitative research. If you want to find causes and effects, use explanatory or experimental research. If you're studying trends over time, use longitudinal research. If you need a focused, detailed analysis, use case study research. Thank you very much for watching the video. Wish you a happy and successful research journey. This presentation is developed by Online Academy.